Welcome back, our viewers. We are still with Pastor Peter and sharing his employment journey. We left at the point where he was in the UK and he was working there. So, Peter, kindly bring us back.
Mostly, I deal with projects.
Okay.
And these projects have, by the grace of God, taken me to over 9 nations in Africa.
Mm.
And I can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have found my footing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Though
So,
I've not left this issue of maintenance here and there.
mhm,
I mean, when they call me,
mhm,
because it's also paying,
mhm,
as I wait for major contracts, I
mhm.
also do those maintenance.
Okay.
I do maintenance in other places
Mhm,
as those contractors call me
mhm,
for 1 or 2 or 5 days.
mhm.
And that's my livelihood.
Okay.
Yes.
So you changed from now a stationary kind of an employment in an organization
Yes.
to now doing it
One who is very mobile.
very mobile.
Very mobile.
Eh,
By the grace of God.
uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. So right now, are you in Kenya or where are you? Where are you in terms of your work?
Well, right now I'm in Kenya because
Mm.
though I cannot say this on air,
Mm. Okay. Okay.
there are 2 companies.
Okay.
There's what I was to do between March, April,
Mm-hmm.
but then it will push to May.
Okay.
But that does not say, does not mean that if the other one comes with something better, because as I said, let me repeat this, I'm a freelancer.
Okay.
Whoever offers me work first
Okay.
is on first come, first served basis. So if you give me a job now, I will just go for it if we agree on terms.
Yes.
Yes, because we negotiate
Yes.
on a win-win
Yes.
basis.
As I'm listening to you, Peter,
Yes.
I'm counting my fingers.
Yes.
And I'm seeing job at
Yes.
then job business,
Yes.
then UK,
Yes.
then other countries,
Yes.
then right now what you're doing when you're in Kenya.
Yes.
I'm counting my fingers.
Yes.
From all those different places of livelihood and employment.
Yes.
Are there some lessons that you've learned
A lot.
along the way?
A lot.
Okay.
One, as I was losing the job, because I'll call it losing, it's a job loss.
Okay.
As I lost that job, I learned quite a number of things. But I thank God, even early along, when this re-engineering started taking place in 1989, I got myself thinking outside the box. How did I think outside the box? I started thinking of plans on exit. That's why I was thinking about a plan of purchasing a piece of land so that I can remove some challenges that most people have when they don't have a shelter of their own. So I would advise somebody out there, while you are still having your cake, please venture out there and think about a fallback position, plan B, because where you are is plan A. Always think about plan B. Let one of your foot be inside where you are, squarely, and have another foot out there, because it is only that that can help you as a person, because anything can happen. We have had this experience of COVID. So many people have suffered.
Yeah.
As a minister of the word, I have cancelled quite a number of people who are not prepared. When it came, there are so many people who are retrenched. I mean, not prepared. So what am I trying to say? I'm talking to my viewer out there. If you are still having it, when you're still having it, can you try to think of what you can do out there?
Yeah.
Look at your strength. Use it also out there. Think about the tomorrow that you have not seen. Because that is what I was thinking, by the grace of God. I thank God for, I can't say they are bad people, because they took us through a process of understanding who we are going to be and where we are going. They took us through psychology, counseling, and all that, and an entrepreneurship course to prepare us to meet the life that is different from the one they were used to.
Now, when you are getting the
when
hardship.
we are just about to leave, before we leave, 1 month before, they took us through a course, a refresher course. We are eating and learning, eating and learning. I wish all companies should do that, because some of us were prepared from that ground. And as I was going out, I knew I have A or B or C. And they actually helped us to write down our proposals and come up with the most viable project that we can do and do it effectively. But as you may realize, those years around 2000 all the way to about 2005, so many companies were doing the same, re-engineering, and so many people had been laid off. So you can realize now the number of people going out of their company and all that. So most people had similar ideas. So the market was flooded with similar ideas. So what does that mean? We talk about the market being saturated with same ideas. So the profitability of what you're doing is diminished. So what am I trying to say? Look for something unique. Do a feasibility study. As you venture into that business, do an entrepreneurial survey that will help you to know the market that you are targeting. Make sure that the market that you are going into is not saturated. That's my take to the people. Because if we had not been prepared so well, some of us would have sunk. Some of us would have sunk. It doesn't mean that there are those who did not sink. There are those who sunk, but it's because they did not follow through what they had been actually been helped to go through. As in when you are trained on how to go about life after the salary. There's a life after the salary. And psychologically, it affects so many people. I was affected somehow at a certain point. In the first few months, it was excitement. I'm okay. It's only I who know what I have and what I own. I mean, but you see now, the point is when that one starts diminishing, because there's no returns, then realization hits like a bombshell.
So when did it start now, when realizing that?
It was after 4 months. Can you imagine? 4 months I was in honeymoon. I was full of butterflies. I'm okay. But I remember, I thank God for my wife. She told me, you know what? When the realization comes in properly that the paycheck is not coming regularly, I think you will settle down. But I was telling her, we can do it. But see now, out there, my friend, learn to share with your wives or your husbands the things that you are planning to do. Let there be teamwork, because that is the only thing that will help us to, navigate in this life. If we had not shared with my wife properly, maybe I would not have done what I did. And maybe even when we went down a little bit financially, we would not have been one. Why? Because I did my own things. But in this case, we agreed. As I said earlier on, when the letter came, the one who saw the letter was my wife. And the next thing that happened is that we started planning together on how to make sure that this money lasts. And this money will have a mark in our lives. And I thank God today it has a mark. Yes. But psychologically, I was affected. When the paycheck was not coming again thereafter, and I'm not getting work immediately.
I'll come to that psychologically.
Yes.
But before that,
yes,
you have picked that you've said when one is in employment,
yes,
you can have something else that is running.
Yes.
That can cushion you.
Yes.
In times of a loss
Yes.
of one job.
Yes.
Then the other thing that I've picked is that you planned together.
Yes.
With your spouse.
Yes, I did.
And then so that you are now kind of strategizing together.
Yes.
What you need to do.
Yes.
In your life.
That's true.
Now, you have talked about you are affected psychologically.
Yes.
What are some of those effects that you experience?
You see, let's face reality. When you're working in an international company, the paychecks are good. So therefore, your lifestyle...
I've not worked in an international company. So
I'm sorry.
Tell us. No.
Okay,
Tell us. It is okay. It's good.
Now, I was working with one of the international companies that was honored in this country.
Yeah.
And it so happened that my salary was good. So when the salary was good, my paycheck was good, it means my children were going to good schools. So it goes without saying,
Mm-hmm.
to maintain this life,
Yes.
children in good school, it is from the same money.
Mm-hmm.
And things were going down.
Ah.
Do you see now how you get affected?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're paying 50, those times 50,000
Mm-hmm.
was not little money
Uh-huh.
in the year 203.
True.
You're paying school fees for one person, 50K.
Mm-hmm.
And like 50K, that's 100K.
Mm-hmm.
So the money was going down.
Yes.
And when you're taking somebody to a school of 50K,
Mm-hmm.
then obviously lifestyle hata yake lazima ikae iko juu kidogo because you have it.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
Learn to moderate life.
Uh-huh.
Learning to moderate life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where most retenchees miss it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That you need to do an audit and lifestyle change to fit in properly. Otherwise, the longevity of what you receive will be curtailed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the way I was affected is that at a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
I had to cope with now changing that, the lifestyle of the children
Mm-hmm.
and my lifestyle,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that one of my spouse,
Yes.
to fit in and to be able to make sure that this money fits in properly. Because there's no flow coming in. Now, because I had ventured into matatu, I was frustrated.
Yes.
You know, from the kind of talk I have been told, itakuwa inakuletea giri saa kadhaa kadhaa. So piga hesabu haraka kama ni giri 4, that's 120. That's good money.
Yes.
So, but it never be.
Yes.
It never be. Because if these guys are not sincere, you don't get money. Okay. I used to go to my pocket to pay for the insurance.
Oh.
So it was that bad.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So psychologically, I was affected. As I said earlier, I had gone to a Bible college. Now, every time I could actually hear my phone ringing, my fingers could start twitching. Are they talking of a problem? You get that? So psychologically, I'm affected because the reports from these guys are always messing me up. You get that? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying psychologically I was affected because I'm expecting money to come from this line. It's not coming. So I would advise somebody out there, if you have to venture into business, do a proper research.
Okay.
Have your fingers on the business.
Okay.
For in my case, I didn't have the fingers of my business because the conductor was an employee. Okay. The driver was an employee.
Yes.
So I don't have proper control. I don't know how things are going.
Yes. Now, we'll hold on there. Our viewers, we are going to hold on there. And when we return, Peter is going to tell us when they started now from the scratch, where is he now? Stay tuned. Welcome back, our viewers. We left when Peter was talking about starting from the scratch, and I also asked him what he's doing right now. So, Peter.
Yes.
You kindly continue and tell us.
The scratch.
What are these scratches that you started? Yeah.
Thank you. As I said earlier, when I became a freelancer contractor, by the grace of God,
yes,
I did quite a number of projects. Having bitten, I became twice shy. So I was to make sure that every coin that comes my way, I put it into proper use. So by the grace of God, I was able to put up just a few bed sitters where I am to supplement what I earn. So I have a few of them where I am as a means of livelihood.
Yes.
And number 2, I managed to also purchase some vehicle for purposes of doing taxi business. So I have been in taxi business until when COVID struck. So I withdrew my vehicle. So I actually hire them out individually to individuals. Okay. So that's my occupation as of now, besides my freelance contracting work. Okay. So I'm kind of sorted.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So that is what you're doing currently.
That's what I'm doing currently.
Okay.
Yes. Besides preaching the word of God.
Okay.
Yes. I'm a
Okay.
pastor.
Okay.
Yes.
With all those losses and changes of jobs,
Yes.
what are some of the issues that came up in terms of probably your family setup and you as an individual, feelings that may have come? What are some of the things that you experienced?
Well, number one, every loss, I'll tell my viewer, is a loss,
Okay.
regardless of what kind of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
A finger, an eye, a leg, a job, a loss is a loss.
Okay.
And it has some psychological effects on every person losing whatever he has lost.
Mm-hmm.
So in my situation, or in my view,
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling like, why am I not? At some point in time, I was feeling, am I not good enough?
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to go back to the word of God and say, okay, I'm not good enough. Why? I'm good. And that's why I'm going out there and prove that I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of actually believing in myself, so I'll tell my viewer, believe, number one, in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Before somebody believes in you, you must believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Carry your shoulder high.
Mm-hmm.
A loss of a job is a normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you should remember that there was a time you didn't have that job. So even as you lose it, you're still the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up your pieces and go forward and look for some more. Or even an activity to do that is going to cushion you financially. Yes.
Probably as your experiences, through your experiences,
Yes.
we know right now,
Yes.
many people have lost their jobs,
Yes.
livelihood, as I said earlier,
Yes.
through COVID.
Yes.
And some are watching you and are saying, you are so lucky. You got this job, you got this project, you got this hiring, you got this and the other.
Yes.
And your life is moving. For me, as I sit watching, you talking,
Yes.
now I'm talking like the person who is watching us,
Yes. Yes.
to our viewer.
I get you.
Like the viewer is like, you have made it. You have moved. You have now progressed from where you have been. And for the last 2 years, there are some that are still not having any livelihood.
Yes.
They're still out there. They're still in their homes. And they have gone through a lot.
Yes.
I would like you to look into this camera.
Yes.
And just speak your experiences to the viewer.
Yes.
Because our hope is that they will be able to pick something on how to move from there. Some probably are having self-doubt, as you have said.
Yes.
You've said you are asking yourself, am I good enough? Probably somebody there, our viewer, is asking themselves, am I good enough? I was high in this particular job. I was high in this, this project, but it went down. Some are in hospitality industry.
Yes.
That was hit hard, and in any other area. Yes. And I'm happy you have said any loss is a loss.
Yes.
And we cannot diminish it.
Yes,
we cannot reduce it. It
Very
is
true.
a loss.
Yes.
And just I would request you to just look into the camera.
Yes.
And just from your own experience, talk to someone who is in that level of like, will I get another job?
Yes.
Briefly.
Well, there are some words of wisdom that comes into play when you get into such a situation. I remember when I was leaving college, the chairman of the board of the college that I was in spoke these words and said, dig gold from below your feet. Now, what was he saying in essence is this. Sometimes we actually look out there, where have you been, and we miss the mark. Digging gold from below your feet is you got to find something at the position you are in to do, regardless of your qualification. Like I would say, I've done a security job before I got employed as an electrical person. Now, so dig gold from below your feet. Find something to do, even if it does not go hand in hand with what you have learned in college. As long as it's going to put money and food at your table, just do something. Find something to do, something to do. There's a man in Mulanga. This man was actually doing uji, polish. He has done polish in a white coat. He done polish in a suit. Right now in Mulanga, there's a building called Uji House. He built that building out of the produce and the profits of Uji, polish. Find something to do. Don't let somebody look down on you that you are doing something that is not right. As long as it is legal, just do something as long as it's going to bring something into your hands. I started doing jobs that were manual. I became a building contractor, which I had not done before, though I had studied when I left employment, until I found my footing. Another man told me, and I remember this very well, the chairman of the student body gave those words that I always remember today, that resonate with me all the time, that when you have nothing to choose from, do not become choosy. So many people out there are having problems because they choose. No, I'm so qualified to do that. Let me tell you, my dear friend, when you get the money, when you go to the supermarket, there's no man that will say this one is coming from a superior job and this one is coming from an inferior job. Money is called legal tender. However you get it, do whatever job you're going to do, but let your life continue learning. Don't stop at the point where you lose your job. Move on. Somebody said sometimes back, a few days ago, I was listening to a program somewhere, and this person said that she fell from a job, but she rolled on and moved on. When you fall, roll on, pick up your pieces and move on. There is no place that is left for only people, or for the only people that have got this kind of expertise. Every place produces. Find a place where there will be production.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our viewer, we've listened to Peter, and he has shared his experiences. And some of the things that he has said is that when you are in those down moments, when you have lost a job, whether it is a choice, like it is the hardship that he went through, that he was given a lump sum of money and he was able to do 1, 2, and 3 things, whether it is a project that one is doing, there is an area of a feeling that goes with all that. A lifestyle change, emotions, frustrations, psychological effects, as he was putting it. Our viewer, as we are saying, COVID has brought a lot of issues. He has said one thing, he shared with the spouse. He also interacted with other people and shared. And from those relationships, he got other jobs and other sources of income. What am I saying today? I am saying that when you have lost a job, sometimes it's usually difficult for someone to go out there, because sometimes there may be embarrassment. There may be, because you cannot afford what you used to afford before. But what we are saying is, share. What is your circle of friends? Your networks is your net worth. Talk to people. You share with a friend. Tell them, if you hear an opening here, let me know. Because your networks are your net worth. And I believe that when you continue sharing, somebody will, like he said, a pastor had him and called him and gave him an opening, a job. So what are we saying? Don't be silent. Talk about it. Our men, our friends who are males, our men, sometimes you may keep quiet and you're having issues. You've lost a job. Some have not even communicated to their families that they lost a job. They wake up and go looking for a job, but the family is thinking that they have actually gone to work. But at the end of the month, there is no money, there is no income. What am I saying? I'm saying, let us share. A burden shared is lighter than what is not shared. Talk to people. Say what you're going through. Some may even, have things that they would need you to do. And here said something very important, that it is okay not to choose what you're doing, what is available. So long as he said that it is legal and it is appropriate. You may not have qualified for that, but you can learn. There is hope, and there is hope. You can learn and move on. He has used a very good example that somebody falls from a top job, but you roll pole, slowly by slowly, and you get to another one. Let us be open and let us share. And the loss of a job, as serious as it is, you'll be able to move and get another one and get another one. But not ignoring the emotions, the feelings, and the issues that are going along. And for those issues like the feelings, the emotions, the frustrations, the disappointments, the anger, there is help. Counseling is available. You can get in touch with us on +254 114 404 200, and we will be able to share more. Thank you.